Smarties. I was sitting in my maths lesson using Smarties to help me learn about fractions when I remembered buying Smarties at my first ever school disco. Memories came flooding back of Mr. Sparrows dancing with his tie wrapped around his head to the YMCA. Everyone was copying him and singing at the top of their voices. It was the best night ever. A water bottle dropped onto the floor and a loud thud which startled me back into my boring maths lesson.
Donuts. I was walking outside on the playground and a girl was eating a donut. And then my thoughts took me back. It was 2020 in year 4. I was sat right in front of Miss Winley. She gave the whole class donuts. She challenged us to eat them without licking our lips. The bell rang. I was back on the playground.
Woodside Wildlife Park. Sat at the back of the class in my assigned seat, I leant back in my chair, ignoring the previous warnings about it that my teacher had given to the class. I gazed up at the ceiling, bored out of my mind. We were supposed to be writing a report on penguins, but I couldn't think of a starting point for the life of me. The soft mumble of the teacher's voice seemed to slowly fade away as my eyes began to feel heavy. I thought back to the time we travelled to Wildlife Park in Year 5. Me and my classmates stood at the side of the penguins' enclosure, mesmerised by the flowing, glistening water and the penguins who were living the life of luxury. Fish were being thrown into the enclosure left, right and centre. I struggled to see over the crowd of children in neon green vests and had to go on my tiptoes to even get a glimpse of the beautiful creatures. Kayla, I said, slightly startled. Answer my question, please, the teacher spoke. Silence filled the room. Anyone else like to help her out? Multiple hands shot up behind me.
The escape. I'm sitting on the bench in assembly. Mr. Gibbons is telling a story and talking about his office. Suddenly I'm back in time. Another assembly. Mr. Gibbons is telling another story. Lewis, go to my office and get the picture you drew for the school, please. It's on my desk. So I go to his office, open the door and stand there looking. I can't see my picture anywhere. Why isn't it leaping out at me? I spot it on the desk. I turn around to leave when I've got it. The door has closed. Why can't I open it? I put the picture down and try 2 hands. No, still can't open it. Panic. I'm now stuck in here. No one will ever find me. I'm going to starve to death and they will find my skeleton. I sit down on the floor and shuffle into the corner of the room. This is bad. I'm claustrophobic and I'm not thrilled to be locked in here at all. After banging on the windows for hours, Miss Barbosa saved me and came to my rescue. Lewis, why have you locked yourself in here? She asks. Unbelievable, like I'd ever do that. I'm jolted back to the present when we sing about someone's dog being very good.
Where we started. Pizza making. I was walking down the street and tripped on a paving slab and I fell face first into a Domino's pizza box. That triggered the flashback. I'm in year 4 and I walked into school and saw boxes and a microwave with cheese, pepperoni and tomato sauce. So I walked into the classroom and Miss Burden is there with a blank sheet in hand talking about pizza making. I'm calling mine Nizza pizza and it smells delicious. Tomato sauce drizzled on, cheese lightly dusted on, pepperoni slapped on. And then my mum tapped me on the shoulder and I jolted back. She asked me if I'm alright and walked off.
Lincolnshire Wildlife Park. One morning at break time, it was raining like the sky was dropping big buckets of water on us. It reminded me of the time in Year 5 where we were on a school trip to the Lincolnshire Wildlife Park and we were at the penguin section. Their shiny wet feathers glistened in the sun, splashing drops of water upon us as they dived into the water. The keeper stated information at us. We half listened, more interested in getting to the best spot to see the penguins jump after the fish. Their enclosure was massive, and on the open roof was a wire mesh so that the small seabirds inside of the biome couldn't escape and get lost. As the sun scorched us, we looked jealously at the penguins gliding in the cool, clear waters. A whistle jolted me out of my memory, jolting me to the present, with the rain still tapping against my soaked hood, and the teacher calling us to come back inside.